What episode is this?
It's your job to keep counting this.
23?
I can't count that.
Is it
high.
23? We're in Heather's secret lair.
Ooh.
I like it.
On location for a
Yes.
first, I think. This is the first time. Nope, second time we've done this.
Yes.
We did this at the vault.
Yes, we did.
The secret
Lair of Lindsay. What's shaking, man?
Not a lot, just a busy week.
Well.
So thought I'd come down, and I knew you had a lot going on, and I said, hey, I'm going to be down in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you're playing, and I'm playing tonight. And then after everybody sees this, it'll be 2 days after that. So
Right, and then they're going to be like, what are they talking about?
what are they talking about? But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun down here on the patio at Heather's.
It is. And the weather's getting nice.
Oh, yes. I can't wait. Cannot wait for summer.
I know. Just
We're
around
ready.
the corner. Just having a conversation, talking about what do we want to do for Memorial Day? Do we want to try and go to the lake? Do we want to go float? We go float down, what's the river? Tip City. We got some friends up in Tip City.
Great Miami up there?
Yeah, I think that is
Yeah?
it. Yeah.
Wow.
And if you hear some background noise, don't mind that. That's the people working because we're in the house.
We're in the secret lair.
And so anyway, we have done that almost every Memorial Day. Last year, of course, we didn't get to do it. And I said, we should maybe try and do that this year because, of course, the last couple of times we've gone, our kids have fallen in the river. And we've had literally, they have fallen in the river.
I'm going to do a music show on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to the Blue Note down in Harrison. They're having 30 years of the Blue Note, a big celebration. Going to have like 6 bands. It's a big fundraiser. And not for the Blue Note, but for another charity, which we'll be mentioning a lot of my show throughout the next few weeks. And it's going to be a good time.
Good.
Some great bands playing. And going to do that. Don't know what we're doing yet, Memorial Day itself, but we may have family in. It sounds like maybe we're getting a visit from some folks who are right now in the military. So if they come in, it'll be fun.
That's always nice and exciting.
That'll be good. So what else been going on with your life?
Nothing, just been
playing.
Been playing. Actually had a little time off. Went to Cleveland for a day. Went up and did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
How'd you like it?
I was very disappointed. I was disappointed in the size because I've been to
I have to agree with you. I do.
less than an hour. We were through it. A lot of it was closed. I'll give you that, but it was just
Not to me what I expected.
totally not. And then don't get me started on the people who are inducted into the Rock and Roll
Hall of Fame, which happened actually as we record this today. They announced the new class.
Yes.
Why didn't they just call it the Music Hall of Fame?
That's what I think they need to change it to.
Because rock and roll, but rock and roll has changed so many times throughout the years. I mean, it started with, I guess, Elvis and company way back when. And,
Right, in the 50s.
and it has. It's evolved, whether you like heavy rock or classic rock. Or
This is true, but there are some people who have been inducted who have no affiliation with rock.
And they don't have any affiliation with music. I mean, they sing, but they don't make music. I mean, you'd think it'd be people that make music, but now it's just turn a knob and EDM beats and all those things.
I know that's. Yeah.
And no offense to those people, but if you like it, you like it. I just don't think it's really musicianship. It's electronic production.
Yeah, and it does take some skill. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've never done it, and you said you used to DJ and things like that, so it does take some skill trying to do those things.
But I was spinning vinyl records, man, to match the beats, in your earphones.
Right, so that's a little different.
And there wasn't even my program I use today will beat match if I want with the tracks.
Right, you just push a little couple buttons and.
But what's wild is if your song isn't in the same beat area and it ups it like 30 beats a minute, and you're like, no, you can't do that.
You're like, okay, new song.
But yeah, that's that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was highly disappointed when I went. I always tout when I do my shows. I talk about Jimi Hendrix experience a lot out in Seattle.
Right.
That one I think blows the Rock Hall away. It really does. And Rock Hall's got some cool stuff in it. I mean, there's a studio XM, Sirius XM has a studio in there and things like that.
Couldn't see it though. I mean, you could see it through the door.
Wouldn't let you go in.
That Sweetwater has a whole thing. What is it? The garage powered by Sweetwater or something. And it's a bunch of studios. You couldn't even get close to it. The only way you could really see it was from the escalators.
Huh.
So
That's wild.
it was just, we went. And we had, it was interesting. I could say we've been there. I mean, I've done the Country Music Hall of Fame. That took
in Nashville.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Because we go to Nashville several times.
I like it.
So that was interesting.
We always stay at the Omni where it's attached to there, and it's an easy drop into that place.
Oh yeah. Well, when you go back, I got a great place if you want to stay down there, and I can give them a shout out. It's called the Caroline House.
Yeah.
It's like they call it a Metro B&B, and so instead of like your typical B&B where they get up and like, okay, breakfast is from 9 to 10 or whatever. This is what we're making. This is what we're having. They give you gift cards for local restaurants right there within walking distance.
Oh, cool.
So if you stay 2 or 3 nights, they give you a different card for different places, and then you can go on your own.
That's
and
crazy.
It's enough to get an entire meal for you, for whoever's in your party. And it's a great way to get out and explore that part of town. And it's down there by 12 South, so I don't know if you've gone down that way. And it's right smack dab in the middle between 12 South and 8th Street. And 8th Street's just got Growing Guitars, which is a great place.
Great little place.
12 South, it's got a bunch of little restaurants and shops and everything. And it's a 5-minute Uber Lyft ride to Broadway, if that's what you want to do.
Nice. Yeah, Broadway is, I'm not knocking Broadway at all because it is what brings the tourist money to Nashville. But if you're really into, seeing some great artists and things, get off Broadway there a little bit and see.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you'll find people playing in little small honky tonks and things that are just amazing.
Well, we go, like I said, we go several times a year. We did kind of like a band trip last year with all the guys from Route 88. A couple of them couldn't make it, so we went down and we did the Broadway thing because some of the guys hadn't been there. We're doing it again this year. We're going back in August. And so we did the run of the house. So we get the entire house. Last year they hired somebody to come and play at the house.
Wow.
And then we can use the grill, we can use the kitchen, we can do whatever. And so this year we're doing the same thing.
Nice.
But I think I'm going to try and get out. So one of my favorite actually is like 2nd and Lindsley. Have you been there?
I'm not.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a real small one actually is kind of nice. It's Belcourt Taps.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that.
That's a neat one. We've been there. There's another place. I can't even think of it now. Got tons of pictures of it. We got in, but we go down a few times a year.
Right.
But I like to watch the singer-songwriter around. Sometimes that's fun. Even in the Holiday Inn, they have one. It's in the Holiday Inn. So
there's a cool little bar in the Omni where we stay there that is down at the base of the Omni, and it's cool. It's that way, and I mean you can fall in there at the end of the night and just sit down and hear some great music, and it's amazing in Nashville because some of those players at their worst are unbelievable.
Oh,
I know. I mean, you go in and you say they're playing this little room with 10 people in it, and they should be playing a concert hall.
Well, I don't, and when we went last time, we did, like I said, we went down to Broadway, and I don't know how the artists are making that good of money down there because most of the bars, especially on Broadway, they work off of tips. And they might get a very small cut from the bar, might give them a little something, but they're working from tips. People couldn't even get to the stage. Like one of the places we went in, you had to have a seat, so we had to wait, and then they sent us all the way to the 5th floor, the roof, and then we could slowly trickle our way down. But one person would go down and search for a seat, and then as soon as they found one, they would call, and we'd all come running down, get our chairs.
They joke about the Broadway area. The only guy that ever makes money in those bars is the sound guy because they always have a house sound man because they have their own system, and the sound guy gets paid, and everybody else is making tip money.
Yeah,
but they have to tip out the sound man too at the end of their show. That's
really?
It's kind of a courtesy thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, it is.
And those guys are good sound engineers too. The guys that are in there running sound, most of them are pretty darn good, and they've got it down because they change artists. Gosh, every 2 hours,
I
it's
know.
like boom, boom. Here's the next guy. Here's the next guy, and you see everybody walking down the street with their guitar on their back.
Yep.
Just plug and play.
Yep. And that would be so great.
Have guitar, have chord, will travel.
Oh, I know. I mean,
it'd be fun to do that if you could get in and make a day of trying to get some gigs to pop.
Just to go down the thing. And I've actually thought about that when we go down. Like, hey, what can I do to score?
But there's a lot of music places like that. I mean, where I was in Florida, there was, gosh, I can't even count the number of bars on the beach within a mile or two of each other that had live entertainment.
And that,
you could just go. These guys play, 10 to 2 at one place, and the next place they jump down there from 2 to 4, and then they're up for the evening. And
And then
head back home across the bridge to the mainland.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? You said that because you went down to Florida right before we went down, and we went to Fort Lauderdale and one bar with music.
Wow. I've heard that about Key
with
West
live music.
Too.
There was no
Key West has been that way.
There was nothing.
You're letting that bourbon get watered down.
I can't do that.
We cannot let that happen. See, he gets to play music tonight. I get to work, and I have to maintain till afterwards.
He's got to be on it. He's got to.
I do have to be on it. I'm talking all night, but it's going to be fun.
I am too.
And I want to tell you something too. I noticed. Don't you see with our lists that we do every week and some of those things on who's playing out, things are really coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, it's great. It's fantastic that everybody's getting to come out and play. But the sad thing is that some of us have been playing this whole time. We're starting to lose some of our people.
Yeah.
But that's good. We can share the wealth.
Well, don't make it competitive. I mean, people, everybody out there sometimes tries to make things competitive. There's plenty of places to play if you work your gigs and you work your bookings. But that's the hard part is now everybody's been kind of laid back and, most musicians weren't drawing unemployment because that just didn't happen. So we're, like some of the other workers you hear about that are staying on the unemployment, musicians are getting back to work.
Right. Well,
and so are the night spots. I mean, they're servers. They can't find enough servers. They're begging for people.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I know for me anyway, we wanted to get back to it. I mean, we busted our butts to try to stay out there and stay relevant.
Never wanted to give it up.
Yeah, we didn't want to give it up, and then we had the opportunity. We would go into some of these places that are, cut back on capacity, and we can go squeeze into a corner and still have live music. Try to help keep them relevant, keep us relevant, get a new following. But before you know it, everything's starting to open up.
And hopefully it'll be safe and everybody will get back to doing what they're doing. And we've got to get concerts back. Those people there are so many people that are never going to return to that industry that worked in that industry.
I know.
The light guys, the techs, the sound guys, the truck drivers, you name it, for touring bands. I mean, they've had to go get other jobs.
Well, people don't think about that. People think, all these big time artists, they've got plenty of money.
Sure.
Well, that maybe they do, but the roadie and the sound guy and the stagehand and all these different people, they don't. This is their livelihood and this is what they rely on, and that paycheck's gone, and then they come back to what?
Maybe their closest manager has hung in there with them and stayed with them and those kind of things. But you see these bands travel with an entourage of people.
Oh, yeah.
And right down to the merch folks. And nobody's doing anything. And that trickles back to who makes the merch.
Right.
And who do they buy the T-shirts from to print the T-shirts. And
it keeps
going and keeps going and keeps going.
It's a line of succession of everybody that's affected with it. And I think that's what a lot of people forget, that it's not just the artist that's on stage, it's all the people that help get him or her on stage.
Yeah, and man, just so many people affected by all this. I hope it does get back to where it's supposed to be.
I know.
I would love that for the summer, at least the second half of the summer, to have some concerts to go to. And
I think we talked about it before.
Still buying tickets.
Well, I did buy tickets, and about 2 weeks after it got canceled, the whole tour. It was the Kenny Chesney, which was really disappointing. I've been wanting to see him for a long time. I heard he puts on a great show in mid-July, and it was going to be in Busch Stadium in an open air.
Yeah.
So that was puzzling.
A lot of the outdoor things getting canceled are puzzling to me. And I know they have to pack the place to make money. That's part of it. My experiences with some, mid-grade concerts that I've worked have been that way, where if you don't sell the arena out or the venue out, you're not going to make enough money. And that's understandable, but I hate to see everything canceling. You'd think that at least, some of the artists that work with them, but I'm hearing that most of the music artists are coming back and asking for more money than they were at first, because to make up for what they've lost. And that could be a totally different world as well. And let's hope it all works out.
Yeah, we almost bought tickets for the Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue return. Weren't they gone on it before? Because I think
didn't they do their last tour?
I caught their last tour when they were done, but
I've seen Kiss's last tour
back
7 times.
But we were going to buy tickets to that down in Cincinnati, and honestly, I'm like, I don't know if I want to buy them because if they're going to cancel again.
Wow.
So I guess we'll just see. We'll just hold out, and the Phrase hopefully will reopen. I heard that they got pushed back yet again.
They did. The Rose.
The Rose.
In fact, a friend of mine announced a show at the Phrase today, and then I just saw an article that said the Phrase wasn't doing anything till July. He announced an early July show, so maybe that'll be their first one. I hope so. Speaking of that, some friends of mine today I got to talk to.
Right. I caught part
Stranger.
of it.
Did
I
you
caught
see
part
that?
of it. Yeah, I did.
I want to give those guys a little shout out because, first of all, great friends of mine. I've known them for 30 plus years, and these guys play great music. You've seen them.
I've gotten to play with them.
You played with them
Yeah,
before.
I got to play with them multiple times.
They're just great entertainers and a pro band and really a good bunch of guys. But
Yes.
They pulled off a while back a song with Rick Springfield on the track, and it was kind of a fun thing for them to do. And I thought that's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is cool.
And they've opened for Rick Springfield at the Phrase numerous times. What made me think of it. But then now they've come out with "Missing You" with John Waite, and Geoff sings the lead coming in, and then John Waite comes in, and then they duo. I mean, it is an incredible.
I'm gonna have
production.
to check that out. I had to jump off before you got to that part of the show. But.
Yeah, the studio in Cincinnati, Mark Liggett is a big part of the studio that put it together, and I mean it was all done distantly. And John Waite was wherever in California, and he's shipping tracks back.
It's crazy how you can do that now, right?
Yeah, I mean it's I hate to say the term cut and paste, but that's what they're doing. They're just pasting things together and making this beautiful production out of it. And Matt was telling me today on the show that it's been done released 29 times, and they're number 30 of "Missing You" has been released, but
Wow.
very few with John Waite on the track. It's all been Tina Turner's done it, other people have done it, but
I think I remember her version of that.
how cool!
Yeah.
I mean, for them to do that and release
That
it,
is cool.
it's doing well on the adult radio charts right now.
Good.
It's up there in
Good
the
for those
top
guys.
50, and that's cool. And everybody loves that song. I mean, it's a cool
That's
song.
a great song.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen John
I grew
Waite.
up with that back
John
in the
Waite
80s.
is good. John Waite is a talent. He's got a great voice, and they said he was a super guy. So shout out to the boys from Stranger.
And like always, we'll put the link down below.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll give them a little tag and shout out and put that link down below so that way maybe they'll give them a couple more hits, bump them up,
Maybe, yeah.
bump them up on the charts.
Maybe
right?
our 3 viewers will go listen to their song, right? Yeah,
That's
you
right.
never know, Jeff.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know, just
We do appreciate you watching. If you watch our podcast here, Talk Around Town,
and if you've made it this long,
episode 23, we're at 20 minutes already, man.
we are,
We're about at our end.
and we should probably get going. You've got work to do.
You've got work to do.
I got it set up to do.
So what else? Anything else before we let them go?
I think that's pretty much it.
Coming into Memorial Day, if you'd like
Just
to be
around
a
the corner.
guest, if you'd like to be a guest on Talk Around Town, we'd love to have you. We can do it virtually. We can bring you in via video, or we can meet somewhere and have some fun. But you don't have to be a musician.
No, we want everybody.
Yeah, we'd like to talk about fun stuff.
We want venue owners. We want, you know what? I really want to get a wife on, like a musician's wife,
To tell the story.
to tell the story of
The wives' story.
the wife's story.
Oh, I don't know if we want to do
Of the
that.
crap that they have to put up with.
Yeah, that's
mine
true.
won't come on. I can tell you that. She's absolutely not. But
Tried to get your wife on. She wouldn't do
she
it.
won't even step in front of the camera.
But she loves to be behind the camera.
She likes being behind the camera. And that's
Does a
it.
great job. So yeah, that'd be fun, and maybe we'll get a donut maker or something. We don't care
Yeah, anybody and everybody.
because
Really,
we're
that's the
talking
other
around
thing.
town.
Yeah, we want to go hit up some restaurants. If you want us to come to your restaurant and talk about your food and eat on camera, we'll do that too.
Had Heather on, it's
And drink.
eat and drink, and it's too bad the staff's. We're getting ready for a big night here at Heather's, so the staff's a little busier. We'd have brought a few of them in just to
Yeah.
chat with us, but we'll do it again. And it's good to do this live thing when we're both in the same town, Jeff.
It's fun.
It is. It is. It's good. And
I was ready to pull all my hair out and coming down traffic.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it was terrible.
gosh.
It was terrible just getting from my house to here, and it's only 10 minutes away. Everybody's out, and people don't hoard gasoline. That's my rule of the day.
Yeah, just fill it up. And
Please, yes, don't be. I watched a guy today at the gas station as I was filling my truck up. He's filling 5-gallon containers, had an entire truck bed full of them. That's why we're running out of gas. So that's another day, another time. Sorry, I got on a tangent.
That is.
Yes.
But
thank you, Geoff.
Hey, thank you, Scott, as always.
Hope you have a good gig tonight. Enjoy.
Thanks, you too. I hear you're going to have a great turnout.
Yeah, we've got a big crowd scheduled, so we're looking forward to it.
And then, of course, we're here tomorrow night. But nobody's going to see this until after we're already
So
done.
you will have played the night before this airs here at Heather's.
I will.
Well, good.
And then the night that this airs, we're at Little York Tavern. And then the night after that, we're at Shadow's Pub.
Shameless plug. Throw it in.
In Fairborn. So, yeah.
That's
so
fun.
maybe if anybody's still watching this, you can come check a show out.
And remember to subscribe to our channels, please.
Give us a thumbs up.
Yes.
Please share it. And let us know who you want to hear from.
Yeah.
Come on the show. We'd love to have you.
Anybody, just a music fan or a donut maker, like I said. We don't care. A bourbon drinker.
A bourbon drinker.
We like bourbon
love
drinkers.
to talk about
We do.
bourbon. If you want us to come to your house and drink your bourbon and talk about it, we will definitely do that.
Geoff, thanks for coming.
Thanks, Scott.
And bringing your wonderful hair. I always appreciate it.
All right.
Well,
Well,
it's the greatest hair in rock and roll in Dayton. Right
in
now.
Dayton right now, that's it, right?
Yes.
Everybody else has cut theirs off.
Yes, he's keeping his. He was country when country wasn't cool, people. See you later.
All right.
Thanks
we'll
for
see
watching.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I told you I got to take my shoes and socks off to count.